Coming up here on Mountain News this morning, lawmakers and student advocates across the Commonwealth discuss children's health and well-being, and Governor Beshear strikes down some bills involving redistricting here in the Commonwealth.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. It is 6:01 on this Thursday morning. I'm Dakota Makris. Thank you so much for waking up with us. And let's take it over to Brandon Robinson for a look at our cold forecast. Brandon, the snow is on its way out, but I think the main concern is what the message I'm hearing this morning is ice on the roads.
Exactly.
You know, if you don't have to be out, just stay home.
Exactly. Road crews didn't get to pre-treat, so they're now fighting that battle this morning and kind of behind the ball just a little bit, but we're going to continue to watch that trend on live input Doppler radar as the snow continues to fall. But we're watching one area very closely because it looks heavy down there toward the Tri-Cities in Harlan County, Harlan back over toward Pineville and Middlesboro, Pennington Gap over into parts of Claiborne County near Harrogate this morning. So we're going to continue to watch all that this morning and keep you posted on that, see how it goes. And if you got any pictures from those areas, you can use the WYMT weather app to submit those. Also very foggy. Visibility is getting worse in some areas, especially down into the Cumberland Valley. Anything less than 5 miles on that last map, not good at all. Temperatures continue to fall, down 2 more degrees in Jacksboro to 34. So if there was any transition going on there, it's probably all snow at this point, or at least a wintry mix. Everybody else will continue to fall for a little while longer. 44 is our average high today, 26 about the best we'll do. Record is 68 back on this day in 2017. That's the high. The record low, 18 below zero back on this day in 1985. So thankfully it won't be that cold tonight, but it'll be close. Dakota?
Yeah, all right, Brendan, thank you. Many areas in the region are seeing little to no accumulation. One of those is the Pike County area. Our Buddy Forbes is live in Pikeville with the current conditions. Buddy, good morning to you.
Good morning again, Dakota. I have changed locations now just off of US 23 in Pikeville, but that's pretty much the only change we've seen here this morning. That snow continues to trickle down with a little bit of rain, but the white doesn't seem to be sticking around. It's really that wet factor that most people here should be concerned about if they're on the roadways this morning. We are now seeing some traffic on the roads as those commutes begin, but the flow has been a little less than usual. And as Brendan said, it seems many people are heeding those warnings, to stay home. First responders do say that, nope, sorry about that. I've heard from some people today who say that they were glad not to wake up to a whiteout, but you know that snow is not the only concern that you should have on these roadways, as has been mentioned many times this morning. First responders urge against any unnecessary travel until you are in the clear. Dakota?
All right, buddy, thank you so much. Well, right now, roads are just wet right now, but that will likely change soon. And now is about the time anyone who is out and about should be cautious. WYMT's Zach Hawk has been keeping an eye on the conditions in Perry County.
For the third time in this early new year, Freddie Grigsby and his crew used the quiet afternoon hours to organize the equipment and supplies that will help keep roads in good shape.
We've got a great staff, a bunch of good guys, hard workers, and they're pretty tough. They get wore naturally, but they push on.
A rainy afternoon came just ahead of the winter weather, which washes away the salt. The temperatures after dark complicated plans even more.
After about 28 degrees, it doesn't work as well, and then when it gets down any colder, you know, it just doesn't work.
Heading into the overnight hours, officials are hoping the crews can keep up with snow and ice, but urge caution for morning commuters.
Yes, it will be dangerous in the morning. You know, we'll be out very, very early, but you know, we'll not be able to get to everything by the time everybody needs to commute. So roads will be very hazardous in the morning from the weather report that we're getting right now.
Officials say with any storm or even just the threat of ice, it is helpful to have clear roads to work. But if you absolutely have to be out,
leave with enough time to allow yourself plenty of time to get there, and be careful.
With below freezing temperatures, roads might remain dangerous well into Thursday.
That was Zach Hawk reporting. We continue to take a look at conditions here in Perry County as temperatures, well, they just continue to plummet this morning. Let's check in live with our meteorologist, Cameron Aaron. Cameron, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dakota, and good morning to all you guys at home. The flakes are still flying here in Perry County. We got a pretty nice dusting behind me on the grassy areas of this wet and heavy snow that we see here. Nice snowball snow that you see behind me here. Also, a new development on the Hal Rogers Parkway. We do have some snow starting to stick on the roadway here. Also looking at a few areas of some icy spots. So please, like we've been talking about all morning long, please be sure to drive slowly and use plenty of caution if you have to be out and about this morning. Now, like we talked about earlier, the snow is one part of this forecast. The ice is a different part, and that is what we are going to be watching out for the rest of this morning and into tonight as well, as temperatures really never get above freezing today and really into your tomorrow as well. Dakota.
All right, Cameron, thank you so much. Well, people in Pike County are looking forward to several events in 2022, but officials are still concerned about COVID-19, especially the Omicron variant. Our Jordan Mullins spoke to officials in Pikeville about event planning while making sure those who attend stay safe.
A new year has come along, and that means many annual events across the region need to be planned. In Pikeville, this means events like Hillbilly Days, the Independence Day Festival, 5K run walks, and much more.
We were very excited about it. I mean, we have, back in November, our team sat down for a day and planned our entire calendar for 2022.
COVID-19, along with chilly winter weather, bring many challenges to indoor venues, but have so far been safe and successful by following CDC guidelines.
But at those venues, we just follow whatever the public health guidance is, and it's been successful. To our knowledge, we've not had any super spreader events or anything of that nature.
But folks in Pikeville are looking forward to warm weather and getting out of the house for some fun.
While that's been very successful, it will be nice to get back into the springtime and be able to be more outdoors and have more outdoor activities where we know that it's a much safer atmosphere.
And officials are currently planning these events, but with safety always in mind.
We have every intention to continue with our events this year, but we are also very focused on keeping people safe.
In order to protect the community and its visitors, but still have plenty of fun. In Pikeville, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Ellswick says he and other officials are beginning to plan for 2022's Hillbilly Days Festival in April, but is aware that it may be canceled for the third year in a row, depending on how many active COVID-19 cases there are at that time. Well, speaking of COVID, the COVID-19 positivity rate continues to climb as daily COVID case counts remain well above 10,000. The state reported 12,583 new cases yesterday. It brings our cases to more than 1 million. There were 25 new deaths as well, putting the Commonwealth's death toll at 12,639. The positivity rate is now at a record 30.77%. Lawmakers and youth advocates across Kentucky are meeting virtually this week for Children's Advocacy Week. The annual event highlights children's safety, health, education, and economic well-being here in the Commonwealth. At Wednesday's event, Governor Beshear again pushed his proposed budget, which includes $2 billion investments into pre-K through 12th grade education.
And it starts with funding preschool for every single 4-year-old in Kentucky, as well as all-day kindergarten. And the budget I recommended does just that. It ensures that every child has that opportunity, that no one shows up in their first day already behind.
Children's Advocacy Day at the Capitol began in 2004, but has since then shifted to a week-long discussion. Well, Governor Andy Beshear has vetoed 2 redistricting bills. Now, House Bill 2 deals with boundaries for state house districts. The governor said the bill excessively splits several counties. Senate Bill 3 involves the lines for U.S. congressional districts. The governor called it unconstitutional political gerrymandering. With a supermajority in both chambers, Republicans have enough votes to overturn those vetoes. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell announced that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will help fund nearly $700 million in infrastructure projects around the state through the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, as well as Disaster Supplemental Appropriations Act. In our region, this funding includes projects at Wolf Creek Dam, the Cumberland River Basin, Fish Trap Lake, Carr Creek Lake, Yatesville Lake, and Cave Run Lake. You can find a list of projects in our region and the amount of funding they received on our website.
6:10 here on this Thursday morning. The big story overnight was the snow, or at least the potential for it. This morning, the headline becomes the cold. Let's take a look and see what's going on right now. The moisture on the way out. Still coming down pretty good along the Kentucky-Virginia border this morning into parts of East Tennessee, but everything else is just flakes at this point. But those conditions are getting colder by the minute. Already down to 23 in Moorhead, 25 in Irvin, but still in the low 30s there. Harlan, Hazard at freezing. Middlesboro just above it at 33, and Jacksboro a little bit warmer than that at 34. 26 is where we're going to stabilize at today as those temperatures continue to fall through about mid-morning. Snow showers early, cloudy skies and flurries a little bit later on, but as we see here, the big cold is going to be the big story for the next couple of days. We could see temperatures in the single digits at times and wind chills below zero. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. Well, coming up next here on Mountain News this morning, the federal government tries a new method to ease the trucker shortage here in the U.S. You'll find out how in just a few minutes.